Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Stiffler Manufacturing. Gonna get some coffee in a second. And I've got a slide to ship out to Tennessee. So we'll be wrapping that up in a second. As soon as I get everything printed out. Looks like we're at 561 subs. That's awesome. Thank you all so much for that. Rando Wayne did a new video with one of our slides. That's awesome. Let's go grab that coffee and then we will prep a slide for sale. I'm sending this off to Tennessee this morning. It's one of our SM17s in graphite black. Doing quite a few sales this week. All the shipping's been staggered though, so that's kind of amusing. You send something off to the post office, you get back home, somebody orders something else. It's always staggered. Coffee. I take my black or just put a dash of sugar in them. None of that over-processed cream. Excessively sugary. Thank you all for joining us this morning. Hey, White Rambo, what's going on? Getting some morning coffee and sending a slide off to Tennessee. One day I will replace this aging chair. What, you buying one of my slides? Alright. Someplace. Let's see, Tennessee, and add the notations. Do a quick swap on earbuds because apparently I forgot to charge these. There we go. Got that volume. Oh, thank you for the like. Finally getting some rain here in Arizona. Oh, we might do an M&P someday. I know the 43 is coming up after we finish our 17 line, and from there, I'm not sure. We might have a whole line to do with the 43. If For the first one, for the 43, we might do the Viper. The Viper is this one here, for those of you not aware. The question is, can we really scale this down? Can we turn that into a 43? Maybe. Oh, thank you for that coffee. Okay, let's print you. Still dealing with that Facebook BS. That's not likely to ever end, to be honest. Not until somebody sues Facebook. Let's see, what was RTT Guns and Gear saying about it? Ah, here we go. Facebook Help Center. Are firearm sales allowed on Facebook? Firearm shops and online retailers are allowed to engage in commercial activity involving firearms and ammunition on Facebook. Example, offering a gun for sale as long as all applicable laws and regulations are followed. What? No. It's almost like we're following the rules. Oh, excellent. I've been waiting to see when this would happen. This printer ink lasted quite a while, but it's finally starting to go out. Let's see, what's today, the 16th? There we are. Okay, now we just need the shipping label. EDC, what's going on, man? I am prepping a slide to be shipped to Tennessee. And of course, having some morning coffee before I go out driving in the rain. Finally getting some rain in Arizona. Which means suddenly everyone's going to forget how to drive. Good morning, FE Ordnance. Oh, no worries, man. Thanks for popping in. Marcos Mendoza, welcome. Okay. Where's my polymer bag? Just prepping some slides for sale here. Sending this one off to Tennessee. One Fragile sticker. We make our slides out of 17-4 stainless steel, for those of you new. Unlike other companies that use 416R. Ha! That is a coinky-dink. Yeah, feel free to check out our website, or actually I'll post the link to all of our social media and stuff. I should do that automatically, but there we are. So that'll take you to everywhere you can get one of our slides, as well as all of our social media, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, etc. What kind of slide are you looking at getting? Terra Tactical, what's going on? Just getting a slide shipped out to Tennessee this morning. Man wants a 17. There we go. Oh yeah, we've got quite a few. These are just a handful. And you can find some of our oldies, some of our old stuff with RV Tactical. I might have some more stuff heading his way before too long. It's nice to supply small vendors. Oop, not what I wanted to do. Okay, polymer bag's ready. Let's take a look at this slide. Oh, typically I recommend people carry what fits in their hand best, but the Glock 19 is a good start. Get some bubble wrap. Nice and slow. Fold. And fold again. and roll and roll. I need a little extra light. Oh, slide. Well, let's see. If you are planning on not doing a ported barrel, I'd recommend the Hellet. So this is our red one here. Obviously, we've got it in various different colors. But you'll have your front grip serrations, your RMR cover, or your RMR optic cut, as well as some top serrations for aesthetics, and then for some reason, maybe you are finding yourself one-handed, you can use that grip to drag on your pants if you needed to rack your slide that way, or on the side of a table, or what have you. Oop. Ghost Dad Tactical Lube. Okay. Now stay still, little slide. Okay. Stay tight, and good. So if you're doing a ported fur carry, I'd probably recommend the Turbo. Though the Viper offers unique options for expelling gas as a ported slide, since it has 3 windows compared to 1. It's not going to heat as quickly, but there is also more options for debris, or more opportunities for debris, whereas the Turbo only has the 1 top window. Oh, thank you, coffee. Okay, now where is... There it is. Do a quick inspection. Okay, it looks good. Okay, then you might not want to do a ported option in that instance. So then I'd definitely recommend the Hellet. Now the Zoom is similar, but it does not have those top serrations for grip. And this is our lightning stenciled variant. But if you're looking for a smooth top, the Zoom is the way to go. Yeah, if you're working in a high debris environment, you should still be fine unless you directly start crawling through dirt and gravel. But if that is a concern, I'd go with the Hellet or the Turbo. And if you're not doing ported at all, just, yeah, the Hellet. Okay, do I want to use the big envelope or the medium envelope? If it was a 19, I'd definitely say the medium, but 17's just a bit longer. That'll be a tight fit. We can make it happen. Just bend you here. And boom. Done and done. Now, do we need to bend the packing slip at all? I prefer them to be straight, but... Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah, there's always an opportunity for some situation to happen. So, planning around it, it'll help you. Might save your life. Of course, before EDCing any of our builds, we know several people do. There's probably more than several. Hit that range. Hit that range and start getting rounds through the build. Make sure you're comfortable with your build. Make sure you know all of its quirks. How it feels. Get a good 1,000 rounds through it. Yeah, looks like we're gonna have to fold the packing slip. That's okay. Thank you all for joining us this morning. Just getting the slide ready to be sent off to Tennessee. That's what all the noises in the background are. If you ever wonder, our slides get wrapped in bubble wrap. Then they get sealed in a plastic box like this. And then they get placed in a polymer bag to protect it from moisture. There we go. Seal the bag. Slap a Fragile sticker on it. And tape it shut. Some people tell us we're a little overzealous on the packing, but I spent some time in the Army, and I've seen how the post office treats mail. This thing might be made of 17.4 stainless steel, but we're not giving them opportunities. And packaged. All right, now that that's done. Yeah, so what we have here is... Oh, where's my little pointer? People keep messing with my desk. Anywho, we take these 17.4 stainless steel bars, and then we mill them down into these various slides. Like the Viper here. All of our slides come with a Trijicon RMR flat optic cut. And they are topped with an RMR cover plate made out of aluminum. We don't do plastic cover plates. If you find a Stiffler slide with a plastic cover plate, you're being ripped off. Because we know some people resell our product, so if they're swapping out the RMR covers, you heard it from us, they're ripping you off. Call them out on it. This one got a little banged up here, but keep it around for fitting. Got some Ghost Dad tactical lube hanging out in the background here. Smells like green apples. The guy makes good smelling gun lubes. So keep them away from your kids and your animals. It is not edible. And then some point this week, I need to do an unboxing of the Siley Optics Wolf EDG. Siley sent us that, as well as the Wolf X Pro to test out. Let's just put this here and move that there, and in 3, 2, 1. It's like magic. Oh, thank you, Marcos. Much appreciated. So we put about 200 rounds through that build with that optic, and it works fine in an indoor range, but I really need to take it out to the desert and just kind of punish it a little bit. You know, we'll do some drops from chest height, throw it at some rocks. Maybe pour some sand on it, see how well it does. Meant to do it a couple weeks ago, but scheduling. It'll get you. Actually, and for your own edification on RMR cover plates, at least when it comes to our mounting screws. So for US measurements, you're going to need an Allen wrench at 1/16 or 1.5 millimeters. Allen wrench, Allen key, whatever you want to call it. 1/16 or 1.5 millimeters. And that will help you remove your RMR cover plate or tighten it down if you're planning to add Loctite or what have you. As for the Cerakote, we do all of that in-house as well. Once the slides are done being machined, oh, that is a Palmetto State Armory lower, though we do have some P80s. Once it's done being machined from its stainless steel form, it gets sanded down, cleaned, and Cerakote painted on it. Primarily use H series, but we're also starting to dip into F series and FX series. FX series is kind of like a gun candy. It's metallic, it shines, looks pretty. Now the forever debate that I have this slide for Tennessee packaged up. Do I go to the post office or do I wait and see if someone else orders something? Half empty, what's going on? Yes, we are. We are in Arizona. We used to be in the Lehigh Acres, Fort Myer area of Florida, but we have since moved back to our home state. Less hurricanes and such, a lot less rain. But then the sun tries to murder you every day, so. Better gun laws, though. We've been doing this since January of 2023. Oh, time to go top off some more coffee. Let's grab a water. Stay hydrated. Yo, J-Dog, how goes it? And I encourage you all to drink some water right now. Go to your kitchen, get a bottle of water, get a glass. Because if you're dehydrated, how are you going to move and groove? How are you going to react to contact, engage the enemy, and fuck up their shit? The answer is you're not, because you're dehydrated. So everybody, drink water with me. Damn right, J-Dog. Drink that water. Siley Chameleon cut. Is that a different kind of optic cut, or? Arm your gallons. Oh, it's an optic. Siley Chameleon. So far, I'm only familiar with the Wolf X Pro and the EDG. Tactical jug on deck. Well, thank you all for joining me in my hydration formation. Of course, I'm being fancy and drinking sparkling water. Added calcium. Tack jug with Stiffy. Get stiff with Stiffler. Rain's kicked up again. Gonna be fun on a bun. There we go. Let's see who's got what on our stuff. Delta, RB. Let's go to ours. Let's go to our eBay. Oh, no, they still have some blue slides. What was that guy talking about? I know, right? Stiffler and... yeah, the Stiffmeister of Liquid Death. There we go. And we could put like an image of one of our slides on the can. Oh, especially with that new slide design we're doing. Crap. I can't talk about that, though. Can't talk about that. Excited. Maybe in about a month. Maybe I can talk about it in about a month. We'll see. I got outvoted. They're just like, no, we're not ready to talk about this one yet. It's just kind of funny because sometimes when we go release a slide design or some kind of new thing we're doing, people are like, you know, here's my money. Where's the product? It's like, we're not ready yet. We're just trying to tell you about it. I think my favorite one so far is we told someone about a sale. Well, we told the whole group about a sale on Reddit back before we got banned. And we're like, hey, the sale, if you read the whole thing, the sale is from this date to this date. Here's the code. And the guy's like, hey, how come I can't use the code? Why isn't it working? Well, clearly you failed, you know, any kind of reading and writing in school because it says it's from this date to this date. He's like, well, you shouldn't have posted about it unless it was ready. Like, we post about all our sales early so you can plan your next paycheck. I hate to last minute people on a sale. We're all adults. We all have plans for our money. Wouldn't that suck if you just spent, you know, $200 on something and you were like, oh man, I could have delayed that because now there's a Stiffler sale. He's like, now I don't have my $200. So that's why we tell people a week or two early. The Stiff Eagle. Oh man, I wonder. Is the Desert Eagle it can't still be under copyright, is it? The Steagle. Yep, we can't touch the Desert Eagle. The Desert Eagle is still protected by intellectual property rights, including trademark and potentially design patents. So we can't touch it. That's another thing. A lot of people ask us, hey, can you make this design? Can you make that design? And it's like, yes, no, maybe, because patents, copyright laws. Hey, Bullseye Ben, good morning. You're damn right. Hey, we're at 565, right on. Thanks so much, everybody. Finally getting some rain here, Ben. Tennessee Adventure Channel, what's going on? They run from 145 to 280 hamburgers, depending on which one you get. So it depends on if it's a stripped slide or a complete slide, and its color and model. And let's do a magic trick. 3, 2, 1. And it's gone. A complete black. Well, we got a few different models in black. Let's see, do we have any of our blacks listed and complete right now? Oh yeah, we got one of our turbo ported slides completed in black. Goes about $245. Yes, but you will need to make some modifications. So Gen 3 slides can fit on Gen 4 and Gen 5, but you're going to have to change out the back plate. You're going to have to change out the slide release, and you are going to, in the case of the Gen 4, because of the recoil spring assembly, the RSA on the Gen 4s is larger, so you might need to get an adapter plate to hide the excess showing of the recoil spring. So let me pull one of those up. Let's see. Glock Gen 3 to Gen 4 adapter plate. There's also recoil spring adapters for that, but... here it is. So like Midway USA makes one. So this is what it looks like. Oh, here we go. Aim Surplus has one too. We thought about making some. I think this is patented though, so we thought about making something like that. I mean, we got the machine shop, but you know, something's patented. We're not gonna. So it's copyrighted. We're not gonna touch it. Thank you very much, Tennessee. Funny enough, I'm sending a slide off to Tennessee today. I just got done wrapping it. Marcos, yes, we do plan to make what we're going to call the SM43 once we finish our 17 lines. So we have one more 17 slide to make, and then we're going to begin working on programming and designing our 43. Upside to that, Ben, is that the 43, the 43X, and the 48 are all going to be interchangeable. Kind of like the Glock 19 with the Glock 45 and the Glock 17 with the Glock 47. And looking at the discontinuation list, it's just a theory. But if you start talking to some certain gun tubers, some industry professionals, it looks like Glock is going to be moving away from some of their older slides, besides what they've already put on the discontinuation list. So there may reach a point where Glock will stop making the 19 and the 17 in favor of the 45 and the 47. But, you know, as always with all Glock theories, it's all up in the wind, and we'll see what Glock does. Just like the Gen 6. Ammo Alchemist, what's going on? Flying Rich Firearms, good morning. Getting some coffee, getting some water in, sending some slides out to Tennessee. Man, they're never coming out with that carbine. I mean, freaking High Point came out with a carbine before Glock did, so you know. What's up, Rich? Well, I mean, for sale. For sale, kinda. I'm waiting on a strike. I mean, I already got, and for all of you that are following us and subscribing to us, go check out our Facebook page, because right now our Facebook page is not recommendable, so you have to manually go find it. You have to manually click on it. We got restricted for sharing a post from the Firearms Policy Coalition and for our 4th of July sale, which, besides the fact that that's all allowed per Facebook's policies, we gave them ad money. We gave Facebook money to run an ad for our 4th of July sale. And then they restricted it after the fact. Facebook is a bunch of dirty commies. But if you want to find us on Facebook, you have to manually click on our page and sub. It's not going to show up in your feed for a while. And if for some reason we go dark on a channel, you know, check out our pinned link there. You can find on all of our other sites and all of our other social media platforms. Social media is not your friend, people. It's really not. It's a good tool, but they are run by a bunch of commies. They hate you. They hate the Second Amendment. They don't want you to be able to defend yourself or your families. They want you to be little sheep, pig people. So never think social media is your friend. They're not. And Twitter, you know, even though they allow our content, Twitter is pay to play. If you're not spending money, so don't trust Twitter either. I feel so fancy drinking this sparkling French water. And yet I hate the French. I mean, you know, not really the French themselves, just, you know, everything their government does. And they're so whiny. "10-minute meeting, that's all YouTube can do." Someone's going to sue Facebook someday. It's going to be glorious, and I hope they win. Or Meta in general. I don't have the time or money or resources for it, but LGBT people can buy our slides. We're all American here. Maybe if I start talking about that some more. We sold some pink slides to that, what were they, the LGBT Pro 2A organization. We sold some pink slides to them. Not a sponsor is just a myth, bro. He's a ghost. You know, we do a gay pride slide just for the fun of it, if it wasn't such a pain in the ass to make. Also, it'd be hilarious one day to see like a, I don't even know what we'd call it. Let call it the Rainbow Stiffy. Cape Ride Slide to DLD. I told him if he doesn't make a choice at some point, he's getting Sig Pink just for the fun of it. I expect to see it on his channel. Okay, I hope you're all done hydrating because I'm going back to coffee. Actually, we got reached out to that at one point. I'm forgetting the name of the group. But they said, hey, do you have any problems with selling gun parts and slides and stuff to, like, gay organizations? Like, I don't care. Are you American? That's all I care about. We ship in the United States. I don't care what your stuff is. All Americans are allowed to have guns. It's the Second Amendment. Like, you're asking silly questions. Just buy my stuff. I didn't need to know what your thing is. Just buy it. I don't care. They're like, well, we just wanted to, make sure you're okay with it. I'm like, okay, whatever. Are you the next reincarnation of, like, Bin Laden? I don't give a fuck. What up, Master of Pew? I got it for free, so... Get good, son. I want my Gideon back in here, but I have lent it out to somebody. And they're taking forever to do the things they were going to do with it. Otherwise, I'd be showing off my Gideon Omega Red Dot, which, by the way, everybody go check out Gideon. Trijicon makes a quality optic, though. I will give them that, Master of Pew. They make a very quality optic. Just like the weenie, green is the only thing I care about. Well said, Ben. Just moved to Arizona, Daniel. There's no grass here, unless you really work at it. Everything is dirt and sand and gravel. And then when you get weeds, just get a flamethrower. I torch my weeds every year. AstroTurf. Yeah, I want my freaking Gideon Red Dot back. I wanted to do more with it, and I want to do some videos with Gideon stuff. I should just buy another one. Now, I do caution you, there's a good 40% of the year, maybe 30% of the year where the sun does try to murder your face. So from like May to August-ish. And winters don't really get that cold. Maybe for like a solid month, 2 at best. You get frost on your windshield. So, the rest of it, though, not bad. Solid 80s to 90s. And then there's the monsoon which comes in with the rain, and since there's no moisture in the ground, it just kind of floods everything. Chris Smith coming in with the jokes. Well played, sir. Actually, one of my machine gunners was like TV sitcom gay, but damn, dude, could he light targets the fuck up. Nobody cared what you were in the Army, as long as you did your damn job. And he did it well. Alright, one of y'all's gonna have to buy something off the frickin' eBay store. So I don't have to come back here later. It's gonna happen. I'm gonna go to the post office and somebody's gonna buy something. There we go. Oh, what's this? Who needs help with this now? Oh. Okay, that's a question I've gotten before, but it doesn't happen often. A guy wants to know how to install his rear sight. I'm going to refer him to YouTube. I mean, I'm glad he reached out, but I mean, come on, guy. I mean, it's a tight fit for that dovetail, so he's going to need a tool for it, but still. That's why if people order a complete, we just install the parts for them. I mean, he could tap it in. He doesn't need a rear sight tool, but rear sight tool's the way to go. Yeah, here we go. This is a good video. I'm going to send him this video. Which dude? Oh, DLD After Dark. Good morning, Dust Cover. Yeah, we got Flying Rich in here right now, too, though I think he has a YouTube meeting coming up. Also got Bullseye Ben. Feel free to give his channel a look. He's a Navy vet. There we go. Rich is blue. You're turning blue, Rich. Oh no. sending a slide out to Tennessee. Oh, that's a good question. That's a very good question. So, I wouldn't necessarily say there's an age so long as they can hold it properly, but it's more of a maturity issue. So, the kids we got, they're not ready. I mean, physically, they can hold it, and I really want to go get them like their own 22 and whatever, but they're not ready. They know not to touch firearms without an adult present and with expressed permission, and they don't, which is great. I'm glad they're listening, but I'm not sure that they are mentally and emotionally ready to be at the range. Yeah, that's just something you're going to have to introduce, slowly, and have a lot of patience and just gauge her reactions. Team America was funny back when it came out. But the age thing, I think it really just depends on how you feel your kid is mentally and emotionally. And so that's something that, everyone as a parent or as a guardian has to gauge themselves, which, means being in your kid's life. There's way too many parents who are not really in their kid's life. And you can see that, just with schooling. I mean, the parents there, they're just not as involved as they should be. Yeah, introduce her slowly. You know what a good one is, and I sold it, unfortunately, so I kind of regret that. But the Heritage Rough Rider is a good 22 to get started. The short 22 rifles, like the Cricket, great for kids. And then just slowly work their way up, go to like a 410, work their way up. Tasty coffee. Yeah, that's not a bad idea. Some I've seen is that the parent has the child hold the platform, and then they put their hands around their hands, and the parent actually does the shooting and then lets the child get accustomed to the recoil. Kind of let them know that immediately that it's nothing to be afraid of. Kind of like a drill sergeant back in the day where they used to shoot an M16 off their dick. Don't be afraid of the recoil. 5.56 ain't gonna do anything. At least my drill sergeant did that shit. I don't know. I don't know what they do now. Oh, Fort Benning. We were like, I think, one of the last classes to not have integration of genders. Yeah, see, I'm thinking 10 for ours, because right now they're in that phase where they're overly emotional about dumb stuff because they're kids. And so it just makes me wonder. I know they treat them seriously because we've really grained that in. They won't even touch them without a parent around, or the uncle, or, and they ask permission. So like if someone someone else, even if they kind of know the person, if it's not, an immediate family member, they won't even touch it. They won't pick it up. But then they go and do stuff like the youngest the other day went and grabbed a barrel and was hanging, checking it out. And it's like, no, bring that back over here. You didn't ask permission to touch that. And it was something we were working on. And then, of course, kid being told no, he freaked out about it. It's like, okay, all right, we're going to go outside. And, of course, kid being a kid, they can't explain why they're angry. Damn right. I was that way with the 249. Back when I was doing gunner shit. That said, I think I loved the M320 most of all. Like, yeah, 249 was fun, but it wasn't fun to carry. And the 240 was obviously worse. But the M4 was practically a toy walking around with it. But the 320 was just fun to shoot. Just boom. Even if it was just chalk rounds and you weren't using any of the actual live rounds, even the chalk rounds were fun to shoot. Just aim up on the leaf sight, angle it, boom. I kind of want like a, I know 40 millimeter is not allowed, but we need like a 37 millimeter, M320 style that can attach to our AR platforms. Something that can shoot, flares and chalk rounds. Yeah, exactly. And I've seen the 203. The funny thing is I never actually shot a 203. I shot the 320 plenty of times. But the 320 is definitely the superior platform, just for the sake that you can remove it from the weapon and use it. It's like, okay, you can attach this to your M4, great. Or, hey, you can have it as a standalone weapon, also great. Which, arguably better to have it as its standalone weapon. Yeah, 320 is awesome. It's got its own stock. It can attach to the M4 or be detached from the M4 and still be fireable. So some guys just had it slung, and when it came time to use it, they just unsling it and use it. And that way it takes that weight off the barrel, off the front end of your M4. It's like, oh, cool, let me go engage the enemy with this chunk of metal just, hanging on the front end of my rifle. Carbine, whatever. Though I think we're still using, what is it, the Mark 23? Yeah, nope, M26, the modular accessory shotgun system. So that is still attachable. That is not its own standalone platform. but I want one. There we go. The M26. I want to put this on one of my ARs. Yeah, I know it's going to make it front heavy, which is the same argument, but it's not like I can get a 320. Because it's 40 millimeter. Maybe if they made a 37 millimeter style, we'd be okay. Oh, we have to because it counts as a short. Okay, we have to contact an SOT firearms dealer to potentially get one, and it's a Title II NFA Class 3 firearm. Son of a bitch. Because of how short it is. But you can't even hold it with your hand. Kinda, not really. Yeah, no. I mean, you can hold it by the magazine, I guess, and then you could. Freaking ATF rules. You'd have to have it attached to make it any kind of useful. Hey, Brookside, how's it going? Yeah, let me just shoot a handheld shotgun like that with no handle, no stock. Hold it by the magazine and then just, jiggle your finger. So that makes it an NFA. God damn it. Oh, well. Oh, wait a minute. They do have a standalone version. Yes. Comes with a stock. Not that I want that. I want the one that I can attach to my AR. Otherwise, I'll just go get a Shockwave or some other shotgun. Though, granted, this would be better on your wrist than the Shockwave. I don't even want the free tax stamp. I just want it gone. All of it gone. The civilian bureaucrats in charge of the ATF are too fucking stupid to do gun rules. Like, some of the rulings make no freaking sense on why this is, a gun, and why this isn't, why this is a firearm versus a long gun or a pistol. They have the most nonsensical rulings on shit. And they shouldn't even have rulings at all. They're a law enforcement agency. They shouldn't be trying to make rules. That's left to Congress. And Congress lets it happen because they're a bunch of cucks. You think they'd want to neuter the executive a little bit, not let a federal agency make rules. Exactly, Chris Smith. And that's the government for you. They're not a legislative branch of the government. They're a law enforcement agency. They should not be making rules. And the fact that a law enforcement agency is so inept at explaining what things are is concerning. And I've seen this with, with just like regular street cops. They're unfamiliar with certain things. For example, I was talking with a street cop who did not understand how a single-action revolver worked. He'd never fired one. He'd never encountered one during his police service. And so he's sitting there trying to find the safety on one. Didn't understand how the loading gate worked. Didn't understand how the ejector worked. Or that he had to cock the hammer every time to make it fire. Because he had no experience with it. But he understood how his departmental issued Glock worked, and that's all he understood because that's all he had experience with. So there are a lot of cops out there who are seriously lacking in firearms knowledge, which should not be the case. No, he was aware of what revolvers were, but he didn't understand a single action revolver. He'd never fired one, he'd never used one, no one had ever done a familiarization for him. I'm like, cops should, and I'm sure other departments might be different, but if you're encountering guns on the street, in order just to be safe, just to do clearing, for example, you need to understand how various platforms operate. Well, a lot of cops don't know how to shoot for shit because they only do range quals once a year, if that. Sometimes twice a year. They should be doing range quals every quarter since they interact with the public. And they should be doing shoot houses, shoot rooms, mount training. So military operations and urban terrain, mount training. Any of you who are in the military know what that is? Cops should be doing that. And then they also have to, and what I do like is, what was that thing we used to use, Dust? The EST 2000? Cops have something similar where it gives them shoot or don't shoot scenarios. So like every department needs that, that whole training environment. Shoot or don't shoot scenarios combined with mount training. And quarterly weapons quals. Or if not a quarterly weapons qual, you keep it a yearly qualification, but quarterly familiarization. And I get it. It's a training issue. Cities don't want to spend the money. When a police department says, hey, we need to get 20,000 rounds to train our cops, and we have to take X number of cops off the street every quarter to do familiarization and training, the city's just like, yeah, fuck that. Like, if you want better cops, if you want better trained cops, you have to invest in the training. It's the same thing as having better soldiers. If you don't have the funding for training, then they're not going to get any good training. They're not going to be better soldiers. It's like right before deployment, they do a weapons familiarization with possible enemy weapons you're going to encounter. Because, does the U.S. Army use AKs? No, we don't. But you do a weapons familiarization before you go overseas. So, yeah, it's stuff they should be doing. And I've talked with quite a few cops about it, and they're just like, yeah, things do change from agency to agency, but what a lot of them are doing is just not adequate. So some cops, in their spare time, when they get spare time, will go out and, do additional training on their own, or go as a group and do training, and they'll seek out third-party, instructors to get familiarization and additional training that their department is not offering. Which, hey, kudos to those cops. Because if your agency isn't offering it, try and seek it out when you can. But yeah, he didn't know how to deal with the revolver because he'd never interacted with one before, and his department didn't teach it. Oh, that's freaking cool. I wish I could go to a range for free. I just keep the receipts because we claim it on our taxes since we're actually range testing our slides. Gunnar Kincaid, what's going on? I'm surprised I haven't gotten a phone call. I'm doing some on-call work today, and with the monsoon going on, I'm surprised there hasn't been any calls. I probably just jinxed myself. We'll see what happens. Hey, we're at 570. That's freaking awesome. And if you can all head over to our Facebook and give us a like and follow, because we are now restricted on Facebook again. Facebook hates the Second Amendment. Which means they hate America. I said it. Makarov PM cop stopped me, couldn't figure out how to drop the mag. Oh, yeah. Clip heel magazines, too. There's quite a few. I mean, to be honest, the first time I ever encountered a clip heel magazine, I was so fucking confused. I was like, how the hell do I get this out? Because, of course, I had proper American weapons. The magazine release is easily dropped with your thumb, you know. Started getting some foreign shit, and I was like, how the hell? How is this efficient? Who came up with this crap? But, you know, once you get used to it, it's like, okay, too easy. Now I know what I'm doing. And that's all it is. None of us know everything. So, cops need familiarization. Marksman needs, any civilian marksman needs familiarization. We all do. Soldiers need familiarization. Not every soldier has fired the M107. Not every soldier has fired the AT-4 or the Mark 19. Like, we all need more familiarization, especially if you're in those roles. All right, I will be back in about 1 minute-ish. Talk amongst yourselves. Keep asking questions. Gotta go grab something. There we go. Back again. Yeah, Marcos, the shadow ban on gun accounts is insane. Though Facebook is just outright obvious with it. Yeah, exactly, State Dangerous. You got to ask questions. You got to get familiarization. Biggest caliber I have? Oh, probably 30-06. Or is it 7.62 by 5.4? And then, of course, pistol-wise, 45 long Colt. The Gun Collective. Mark all is red. Pop back in here. 571. Thanks so much. They're not talking about our slides, so, you know, screw them. I've shot a 50 Action Express, yeah. I don't own one, but I've shot one. Oh, well, doesn't look like I'm getting any more eBay ticks before I have to head off to the post office. Unfortunate. I don't know, honestly. I guess it depends on how we grow. We don't have a machine set up for it, but it's always possible. I don't know, we might do frames, metal ones, I mean, that are lawful to make. Maybe do some stuff with ARs down the road. I just don't know if we'll do it anytime soon. Slow, steady growth. That's what I've been telling people. It's kept us in the game. Plus, the AR market is even bigger than the Glock market we're in. So it's a contentious market. Maybe we can get into it. I don't know. Slow, steady growth though. That's why we only have the Glock 19 and 17 right now. We've been in business for a little over 2.5 years, approaching 2 3/4 years. Just gonna start working on the 43 sometime soon. Hopefully before the year's end. Oh god. The purple penetrator. Oh, there we go. Let's go grab my stuff. Oh, I've got driving in the rain soon. If you guys have final questions and stuff, just once I get my gear and everything ready, I gotta head off and do my side work and go to the post office. Nothing like driving in the rain with all these other people. Not as scary as driving overseas, but you definitely got to be watching out. Oh, let's see, what's the chat say? Yeah, we're probably going to pick up some PSA dagger frames. They're on sale right now for a 3-pack. Get the micro, get the compact, and get the full size for about $150 hamburger. All right, boys and girls, that's where I'm going to call it. I got to head off to the post office and get to work finally. So you guys have a wonderful day, and as always, stay 2A.